Brought to you by Mr. Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Real Estate Pros.
Hold on, try that again, MJ. Do it one more time.
Hi, my name is MJ and I'm welcome to Real Estate Pros.
All right.
Excuse me.
Excuse you. High fives, man. Nice job on the intro, MJ.
Good job. All right, that's your exit cue.
I could only see.
Okay, say bye to
We're
everyone.
gonna find out who MJ thinks is the better parent, Katie or Dominic. No, I'm just kidding.
And the answer will be embarrassing. It won't be me.
All right.
All
Now
right,
it's gonna be
thanks for our
me and
introduction.
Katie, and
That was exciting.
all right. Well, that was some introduction.
A little different than the normal.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. MJ, not shy in front of the camera,
Not at
always
all.
willing to be in the spotlight. So, welcome to Real Estate Pros. Today we're here in Tempe, Arizona, with Katie Hernandez, Realty One Group, right?
Yes, that's right.
Realty One Group. So, for those watching that don't know who you are, we'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Jordan. Thanks for having me. I'm Katie Hernandez, and as he said, I'm with Realty One Group. And I have been in the industry now. This is my, I've completed a full year, so I'm going on to my second year, and I'm excited. I've learned a whole lot, and I'm glad to be here today to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, last time I interviewed you, was it on Real Estate Rising Stars? Was it
Yeah,
the
it
different
was
show?
Rising Stars.
You haven't been on Real Estate Pros
No,
yet.
I haven't.
So Katie had just gotten your license. So
Yeah.
let's talk about real estate a year in. Was it what you expected? Like, what are the things that things that maybe you weren't expecting when you got into the business and you had to find out the hard way, or I guess a little bit.
I found out a lot in my first year. So my first year, I closed 21 transactions, and it was really exciting, but it was a huge learning lesson. Most of you know that my dad, Scott Sepulveda, is in the business with me, so I had kind of my mentor there, but it was almost kind of something to laugh at because every transaction I had, my dad had never experienced before. I ran into so many issues, problems, interesting scenarios, deals that almost fell out of escrow because of lending situations. It was interesting to say the least, but I'm glad I went through it because it taught me a whole lot.
Sure, and that's kind of like the ongoing thing with real estate. You never know what you're gonna get. Like, your dad's been in the business for a very long time, and I'm sure there's still transactions that are like, what do I do in this situation? Because there's so many different variables when you're dealing with buyers, sellers, title issues, lending issues. It can come from nowhere.
Right. And I mean, you name it. It was title issues. It was lending issues. It was issues with the actual house. I had a seller that we were almost finished with the transaction. I was ready to take a breath of fresh air and say, okay, that went smoothly. I'm glad it's complete. And the buyer goes to do a final walkthrough the day before closing. And this was during our storms during the summer. And of course, the storm flooded the roof. It was a flat top roof, so the roof leaked through into one of the bedrooms.
Gosh.
So you had to have somebody come in there, completely redo the roof. It leaked to the floor. I mean, you name it. It was an issue that I had to hit 911, call a few contractors, get them out there that day, and we made it happen. We still closed a day late, but we still closed, and it was a successful transaction. So.
But 1 year into the business and 21 transactions, you say it like it's nothing. I think my first year in real estate, I probably did less than 5. I don't remember. I kind of transitioned out, and we were doing hedge funds, so I wasn't really doing traditional stuff. But 21 deals from a brand new agent is a lot. What do you attribute your success to?
I would say my success is really come from my sphere of influence, which I'm very thankful for. But I would have to say it's also being a real estate agent that's there from the very beginning to the end of the transaction. So even through those hiccups and bumps in the road that, it wasn't my fault, but, the clients had to go through a huge stressful situation, I never left their side. So when it came time for their friends to ask, who'd you use to help buy your house or who'd you use to help sell your house? It was easy for them to say, Katie Hernandez, here's her information. And I get phone calls, Facebook messages, Instagram messages pretty frequently with people just asking questions. Hey, I have a question about how I get approved, or how should I work on my credit. Any question, I'm ready to help answer, and I'll even meet people for coffee or lunch just to kind of help walk them through the process and what to expect when they're ready.
So you're already getting probably not too many repeat customers, because every year people aren't buying new houses, right? But getting referrals based on the experience that you delivered from your past clients.
Yeah.
Which is huge. I mean, that says a lot to how you do business, because you've probably been on the other side of not the other side, but dealt with another party on the other end of the real estate transaction. You're like, where is this guy? Disappeared.
Absolutely.
It happens often.
It does.
And so having somebody in your corner that's available all the time, that's going to bat, that's going through these stressful situations, it's not always, I mean, sometimes it's a, real easy walk in the park, but that's not very typical. There's always like little issues that you're dealing with on the buy side or the seller side. Absolutely.
And you're right. It's sad to me how many agents there are out there that will go on vacation for, a weekend or a week and not tell their client. And I'm on the other side of the transaction, and I don't hear from them for 3-4 days, and they get back, oh, I'm sorry, I was in California for the weekend. We were on vacation. I'm sorry, I went to Mexico. And that's fantastic. I mean, go on vacation as much as you want, but I will always have my phone on. I'll always have my laptop with me no matter where I am. So I don't turn the business off. And I don't think clients should have to feel that way. Oh, my agent's not available for the next 5 days, And even if that were the case, I would find someone to cover for me. I think that's huge to always have someone there.
So what do you think are maybe some consumer misconceptions about buying a home? Have you walked people through buying a home for the first time? And if so, how was the process?
I definitely have. One of my... I would say I help quite a few first-time home buyers, actually, but sometimes people need a little bit more, love and attention than others. Some people like to kind of be on their own and do it all by themselves. And I'll just let them take the lead, and I'll be in it as much as they want or as little as they want. But there have been clients I meet at a coffee shop for the first time. They say, I want to buy a home, but I have no idea what to expect. I don't even know if my credit's good enough. Do I have enough income? And working at the bank for about 10 years has helped me out too. Because I have a lot of experience when it comes to lending and knowing what credit and income should look like. And I'm happy to be able to help those clients. So from the moment we talk about their credit a little bit. Obviously, I can only give so much advice because I'm not a lender. But if I think that their credit is, good enough and their income is there, they're ready, they're willing to take on home ownership, I'll get them in touch with the lender that day. And sometimes the pre-qualification process has literally happened within 24 hours. I had a client the next day, we were out looking at houses, the first house she fell in love with, and we were under contract that weekend.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes it can happen super quickly, and sometimes other clients want to just push the brakes a little bit and take a few months to find a home, and either way is just fine.
Yeah. So, how important is being pre-qualified before you start the process?
Extremely important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for many reasons. Number one, you don't want to get your hopes up and find the house of your dreams thinking you're just looking. And, this house has everything you ever wanted. But, there's a lot of interest because we all know it's a seller's market. There's limited inventory out there. And if it's the weekend, there's most likely going to be 10 to 15 showings on that house. And if you're not pre-qualified, there's no point in, you can't write an offer without that pre-qualification because they're just going to go to the next offer with someone who has a strong lender and who's ready to go. So pre-qualification is very important.
Yeah, it's like you said, and depending on your price point, right? But anything, I would say 300 or less, they're usually going off the market fairly quickly, multiple showings, multiple offers. And so if you're not ready, even if it's your dream house, you're not ready.
Yeah.
You're delaying a couple, the likelihood of the house still being there when you are finally ready is probably unlikely.
It's slim. There's times I'll call the agent on my way home. It's the client's perfect home. So I'll give them a call just to let them know we loved it. And they've already got 3 offers in their hands and they're just waiting, for a multiple counter situation, seeing how many offers they can get, waiting for the highest and best offer and who's going to offer that highest price. So it's a difficult market out there, but it's exciting. That's for sure.
But, that's something simple that you said. You reach out to the listing agents. It's important to kind of know where it stands so you can kind of adjust your offer to be competitive, right? A lot of agents will just be like, all right, we're just going to submit the offer. They don't do that extra step and contact, hey, how many offers are on the property? What's the current status? So you can make a better offer, right? More appealing if you're depending on if your clients really love the house, I want this house, I need this house, then you can be probably a little more aggressive on your offer, right?
Absolutely. It's always changing because you could make them lose the deal if you think there might not be any offers on the table. You don't make that phone call to reach out. Your client offers listing price, but they didn't ask for anything less, or they didn't ask for anything more. Maybe they asked for a home warranty. Maybe they asked for concessions. They could have very well just lost out. And if you made that one phone call and this is your client's dream home, you never know. They might be willing to go a few grand above list price just to beat out the other offers on the table.
So you recently made a move to Realty One Group. Why did you move to Realty One Group? What do you like about that brokerage?
Flexibility is really the main reason that I moved there. My old brokerage was great as well. Nothing against them at all. But I left the bank for a reason. I wanted flexibility. I wanted to make my own schedule and kind of have that freedom. And with Realty One Group, you really get that. I've met the managing broker there a couple of times. He'll host a few meetings that I go to, but I don't ever walk into the office. My office is my home. My office is Starbucks. It's wherever I make it. And I really love that feeling. I go there when I have to. I go there, to pick up a check, to say hi, to get some mail. But it's a good feeling to be able to make my own hours on a daily basis.
So having been in the industry for a year now, what advice would you give for somebody starting today in the real estate to be able to achieve the level of success that you have early, right? So you had 21 deals your first. I mean, that's a lot for your first year in real estate. What advice would you give to brand new agents to be able to achieve that same level of success?
I would say have trust that you can do it. It can be scary sometimes, especially when you get your first listing. There's so much to do, so much paperwork. You have to order pictures, go out to the house, make sure you priced it right, run the comparables. Just have trust in yourself that you can do it. Don't ever be afraid to say yes to help a client. One of those 21 transactions was a land deal. And when my client reached out to me to ask if I could help purchase land, I had no idea, how to do that. But I said yes to her, and I immediately started the research, found the piece of land, wrote the contract, and we got it closed in 2 weeks. So I would say don't ever hesitate to say yes to somebody, regardless of what they're asking you. And just do the best you can every day, because those customers that you help, you help them find your dream home, help them sell their home, they're going to talk about you. And if you were any less than best, then they might not be willing to refer other clients to you. And those referrals are huge. They're how I gain my business every day.
And there's a lot of different areas of real estate where you can focus on: commercial, land, resale, new home builds. What is your specific niche, or what do you find yourself doing? Obviously, there's rentals. There's all kinds of pieces, but if people are going to reach out and want you to help them in real estate, what are the what pieces or what part of the business do you focus on?
My biggest focus, I would say, would be resales. I've, done a few new builds and visited them with clients, and they're very exciting. And I, by the way, always recommend, if you're going to go visit new builds, take an agent with you. Just a side point there. But oftentimes they take too long. They're not ready for 4 to 6 months, and the clients, maybe their lease is up and they're ready to buy a house now. They don't want to renew their lease. So resale is really what's up there, what the avenue is that they're looking for. And so I would say most of my buyers and sellers are all resale clients, because the home is available then. You can make an offer on it, you can do some negotiating, and you don't have to wait the 4 to 6 months for that new build to be finished.
Awesome, Katie. Well, if somebody watching is interested in having you represent them as a buyer, seller, renter, or whatever, how do people get a hold of you?
I would say best way is my phone, which is 480-309-0963. You can call or text me at any time. And if you'd like to email me, my email is fourthgenkatie@gmail.com. And then I'm also on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. My handle is fourthgenkatie for each of those. So please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you, and I'd love to help you buy or sell.
That's a good point. Fourth gen. You have real estate in your DNA, so that's your secret sauce. You're fourth generation realtor. So that's how she got 21 deals her first year. Anyways, thank you so much, Katie, for joining me on Real Estate Pros, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Bye, everyone.